Girl, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this? What? Oh my God.
Oh my God, Shawty lovely and Nicole. Shawty lovely and Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is full. Shawty lovely and Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shawty lovely and Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, Shawty lovely and Nicole. Oh yeah, Shawty lovely and Nicole. Everywhere. Shawty lovely and Nicole. Oh yeah, grown talk vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.
This is how you handle misfortunes. When things go wrong in your life, and they will go wrong, I want you to go, yes. I'm going to say that again. When things go wrong, I want you to go, yes. You got to take the power out of it. Because in life, there's never any losses. There's only lessons. Don't forget that.
I fail all the time. I just fail forward. I pull the lesson out of the failure and it informs my next decision. Some of my best business decisions now are made from previous failures adjusted. Your failure, your effort, your outcome is not equal to your worth. Quit attaching the two. Like, what I do is not attached to who I am, right? It's just who I am is who I am, and I'll learn and I'll move forward based on what I know.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey. What's up? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. How you doing today?
I am good, and my allergies is whooping my tail. My eyes are on fire.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On fire. We got a good little topic going on today. Fail forward, learning from career setbacks. Failure is the end. It's often the beginning. In this episode, we dive into setbacks, rejections, and roadblocks that shaped real career journeys. From missed promotions to business flops, we'll explore why failing forward can be the key to growth, resilience, and long-term success. So,
Ooh, that's a
why
lot.
why does the word failure resonate in people's heads? Like, what do you think make that word like stick in your mind when you feel like you failed at something? Or do you feel like you failed at stuff?
Of course, everyone feels like, I think they've all failed or not made, they've all failed at stuff, and things didn't work out the way that they plan to go back. It's called, setbacks, failures, it's a part of life and everything. So yes, there have been times, of course, where I felt like I failed and I think I could have done better at something. And I've had setbacks in my life that have affected me significantly in where I wanted to go as far as like, personal life and, even a little bit career, but it's life, it happens. And you're supposed to take those setbacks. You're supposed to take those, you learn from it, you apply, and you try again.
Absolutely. I think for me, I look at failures and roadblocks and setbacks a little different, probably from regular people. Like, I don't look at it as failures. I look at it like almost like I'm playing a game and it's like a maze. And these roadblocks that come in the way, they have to be there to make me stronger or make me better. So if I don't get something or something doesn't happen for me, it just wasn't supposed to.
It wasn't
It wasn't supposed to happen. It's even in my personal life. If something don't go right, it's just because it wasn't. I don't look at it as I failed at something. It's just that what I had to go through to get me to a better place in my life. So I look at it like this is a maze, and just like in a maze, when you're running through things and you're turning and you're trying to dodge the bullet. That's how I look at it. It's like I'm dodging bullets. It's like, okay, this one for me. Let me get back up and try this another way. Or let me dust my knees off and get back up and try it again this way to see.
Absolutely. I mean, some things is just, yeah, it's like I agree with that completely, and I look at it like that way too. Like sometimes God is protecting you from things, and some things are actually a blessing in disguise. We look at it like, oh, we wanted something so much, but some things, but you didn't get it. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise that you didn't get it.
You didn't get it. You might have not supposed to have
Not
it at
not
that.
supposed to have that at that time. It just may not be that. It just may not be timing, or it could be that that's not for you. That's not
Right.
your path.
It's not my path. That's not my purpose. It's not
It's
what I'm
not your
supposed.
purpose.
So that's kind of how I look at failures. Being in leadership, I've been in leadership all my life. So when I have a staff and I have a lot of people, that's one of the things I have to always constantly tell my staff when they come and say, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this, Miss Michelle. I don't think I'm gonna be no good at this. And I have to talk them off that ledge and say, no, if we're gonna get through this, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna what's gonna make it better. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna work as a team. We're gonna work as one. But we're gonna take out these words. We're not gonna say that you can't do this. You're not gonna be able to do this. So
Right.
that's part of being the leader that I am. It's like learning ways to talk to people and say things
Right.
differently where they understand that because a lot of times when I'm training, people always say, I can't get it.
Mhm.
It don't make no sense to me. Stop
Right.
saying you can't get it. That's the
Right.
first thing. Stop saying
Exactly.
you can't get it.
Right. I know when it's hard when you first learning something. It's so easy to say, "Oh, I can't, you can't." You get frustrated and stuff like that. But it's like you're right. You can't say you can't get it. I know it's new. What's new? It looks new. It's new and it's unfamiliar to you. But
Right.
what's the saying? Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Because you've defeated yourself by saying, I can't do it.
I
You see
can't
what I'm
do
saying?
it.
And that's the thing. When I tell people, even when I'm interviewing people, I ask them that question. Tell me why should I gamble on you?
Right.
Some people walk into my job and they have no experience whatsoever in anything that
Mhm.
I'm teaching them. And that's the question that I ask. Why should I gamble on you? Why
Right.
should I take the risk? What are you going to do? What should make you jump the line from way back here to way up here? That's going to make you stand out.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so I think it's a mind thing. It's how you reprogram your mind to do something different or
Right.
think differently, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's do you
I mean,
think that go ahead, baby.
how do you deal with like shame and embarrassment like after failing? Like
How
after
do
you
I
fail
deal with
something.
the shame of it? I think I make it into a positive. Like to me, for me, I'm driven by defeat. So
Mhm.
if I can't figure out or get something, it makes me go harder. So
That's me too.
that's my problem. It's even
Mhm.
like when I started doing this podcast, I sat up at night till 4 o'clock in the morning just trying to make the video. Cause I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't rest. It's like my mind
Mhm.
was going, you don't, how you mean, it's almost like talking to myself like, what you mean you can't make a video? You don't know how to make a slide. You don't know how to make it go into this. What you mean? That's how my head works. So it'll
Mhm.
bother me until I get it. It's almost like
Right.
I'm force driven. So
Yeah.
that's the problem.
I'm the same way too. Like I can't rest. Like when I don't do something right, I'm like, it's called, perfectionist.
Yeah.
I have to get something. I have to get something. So when it does make me, I'm like, okay, when somebody says, oh, you're not doing it right, and if I don't get something the
So
first
like you
time,
reworded it in your
I'm
head.
gonna keep on doing it
Get it.
until I get it. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up, and I'm gonna keep trying again. Most people don't really have that
That
drive.
drive.
So most people don't have that drive. They think, okay. Some people just feel like, oh, I can't do it. Okay, it ain't
I
for
just throw
me.
my
I'm
hands
not.
up.
I'm just throw my hands up, and then But yeah, I'm a person. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep
Until you
finding
get it.
new ways. I'm gonna keep doing everything that I can. I'm gonna exhaust all my options before I just say this is not for me.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
Unc
Hello,
said,
Valon.
hey,
And
Belong.
Unc said, I'm like that as a writer. It has to make sense to me. Exactly.
Exactly. It's like
Absolutely.
you have to, it's almost like you sit down talking to yourself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, in your mind, if you shut your mind off and
Mm-hmm.
allow the failure is to beat you down, then you failed. That's what you've done. And
Exactly.
actually, it's like an injustice to yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like if you're in a relationship that's crazy or abusive, and then you get out of it, and then you blame yourself for everything about that relationship. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, I couldn't do it right. Oh, I wasn't this woman. Or I couldn't have you. You can't. You got to just say, hey, I messed up. I did that. It didn't work out. And let me dust my knees off and figure it out
Right.
in the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
that's life. It's a part of like
Right.
learning. I think it's the learning. It's a
Right.
learning curve. You can't. You can
It
only do
is. I used to beat myself down a lot, like, going through those type of situations, used to beat myself down a lot. But yeah, it's like you live, and I had to learn that, like, you live and you learn, and what you do is you do your best and take all precautions so that you won't end up in those type of situations again. That's what you
right.
have to do.
You learn from what you learn. Like,
Exactly.
I listen to, Maya Angelou, Angela Bassett, people that I listen to that I admire, and I listen to,
Mm-hmm.
like, and even Denzel Washington and his words of like the way that he thinks and the way he
Mm-hmm.
programs his mind. Like,
Right.
what I can't do, I will learn how to do. What I
Right.
won't have anybody do is put me in a bubble. Like, you see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
You can't. I think I can do everything. You ask
Right.
me, I can do it all. I'm gonna figure it
Mhm.
out.
Right.
The more you tell
I
me I
mean,
can't, try.
right. That's what I'm saying. You can, as like, you can do anything you put your mind
Put your
to,
mind
and
to
you
your
put your
mind.
mind to, as long
Powerful.
as you try, and as long as you keep
Try
trying, as long as you
what?
keep finding ways and everything. Nothing. I mean, people like to say nothing is impossible. Like I said,
The word
nothing
impossible is I'm possible.
is impossible.
I am possible.
Exactly.
I am
I am
possible.
possible.
Valon said, Proverbs, death and life is the power of the tongue. Speak and not death. Positive is the narrative. Absolutely. The power of the tongue
Absolutely.
is serious. You can speak
Yes,
all
it
kinds of
is.
stuff over
That's
yourself.
why I put something about that. I put something about that on my timeline on Monday. I said, be careful of what you speak over
Say
your
out
life.
loud.
You have
Mhm.
to be careful what you speak over your life, because words are definitely powerful, and you definitely
And you speak them to the
speak
universe.
things into existence. So
Mhm.
when you think negative, and when you saying negative things and thinking things is not working out, then things is not going to work out for you,
It's the
because that's how
same
you
way.
think. That's how you think.
If you sit in a negative group all the
Mhm.
time, you become negative. Your
Exactly.
mindset is now negative.
Mhm.
I say that even like working in leadership, and I see, like, when I look at leaders at my job, right? And I
Mhm.
look at people that I think I'm going to promote or move them to the next level. It
Mhm.
starts when they walk in the door. I hear a lot of people say to me on an interview, they'll say, well, Miss Michelle, I wasn't a leader then, so now that I'm in the role, I want to dress the part. And I look at young people that I try to mentor and say, you dress the part when you get into the role? No, darling, you dress the role and you walk in the role. You already have it in your
Right.
mind. You have it. That's why everybody ain't leaders, because
Right.
people feel like, I'm gonna dress this way, I'm gonna look this way, I'm gonna behave this way, and then when the promotion comes, then I'm gonna become the person that I need to become now. No, when you
No.
are a leader by default and you lead, you just know how to do it. It's
Exactly.
no such thing as I'm gonna not dress good to come to work. I'm gonna roll out my bed and
Exactly.
look like I came out my bed. I'm gonna
Right.
get up and dress like I'm a boss all
Right.
day, every day. You see what I'm
You
saying?
start now, when you working your way up from the top.
Baby,
That's the time to show
show
what you
people who
know,
you
show
are,
who you are, and show what you know. That's the time. That's where it starts.
because
Because
we look.
that's how people look at you when you from the bottom. That's how people, and that's how they
And
take
they
you
put
serious.
you in
That's
a
how people
bubble.
don't take you seriously
They
or
be like,
not.
okay, this one right here gonna be some trouble. This
Mm-hmm.
one right here ain't gonna have no good sense.
Right.
And we do, as leaders, we do. We sit and we go, that's a no for me. I don't know. I'll pass. Because we sit down and we pay attention. I pay a lot of attention. Like when I'm paying to my staff, I look and I pick out things and I go, you're gonna be okay. Like I know I'm gonna, and I have moved so many people in my role to leadership that it's like the amount of people that I've pulled up and said, hey, where we finna go on this ride? This is what I need you to get together. And I need you to get it together really fast, because we going on this ride together. And people that have walked with me understands that, because I think that you're supposed to push people along and make them grow if they're willing to grow. But I got to see that in you. Like I said, you can't give somebody leadership. They have to have it. They have to have it. So those are the things that I pay attention to when I'm looking at people and all kinds of stuff that people do. I'm sorry, y'all, my allergies are terrible today. Valon said Proverbs 18:21, that is death and life. If you search the scriptures. I'm sorry, I said sculptures. Yeah, that's true. You in that Bible today, ain't you? Valon.
Yeah, I was about to say you quoting us today.
I ain't mad.
So, you touched on leadership and everything. So how is failure shaped your leadership or management style, you think?
It's the failures that it's the failures that make you better than what you are. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, in my line of work, when I started in the medical field, I didn't know nothing. I came from a warehouse job. I was working warehouses. Making coolers. People, when I say this, people think this is a joke. I used to make the coolers that you see that you take to the beach. I used to work in a warehouse. I used to press the machine, make the coolers, pack them up, send them out. And one day the lady came in, the lady that I was working for, she came in. She never saw me before, never met me because I went through a temp. And she came in and she was like, I'm looking for Michelle Lynch. And I was like, oh, they must have pointed her out and said, she's over there. So when she came in, she was like, you're Michelle Lynch? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. And she was like, oh no, girl, we getting you out this warehouse. And that's who shaped my path into the medical. So I started out at DeKalb Medical and I went in there, didn't know nothing about, when I say nothing about nothing, baby, I didn't know what none of that stuff was. I didn't know how to turn on no computer. I didn't know about no Word, none of that. And the man that was interviewing me at the time, this guy named Daryl, he was an amazing white man. He was just like, so you don't know nothing. That's what he said. And I was like, absolutely not. I have no idea what I'm doing here. And he was like, well, Jill saw something in you. And
I was about to say she saw something in you and everything.
He told me I had to pass a test. It was a medical test. And I said, well, I don't know none. I don't know how to do none of that. I don't know nothing about medical. I don't know about no codes. I don't know about none of that. So he said, I'll tell you what, how early can you come into this job? And I said, I can get here probably every morning at 5:30. He said, I'm going to have somebody come in here and sit with you every day at 5:30 until you learn this job. So I went in every day at 5:30 in the morning and I passed that test, but it was driven. It was determination. It was like, okay, they taking a chance on me. And I stayed at DeKalb Medical for almost 18 years before I left. And then went to Piedmont, and then my journey kind of went from there. But it was just that. And I told him that. I said, well, I won't be sitting in this seat very long, sir. I have to be in leadership. I don't know how to sit in a regular seat and just be no regular person at nobody's job. So, it's always been my walk to do that. And I think that's a part of, of who I am. Like I'm a dress. I'm going to come to work. I'm going to show up with a different wig every day. When I walk in, I'm going to be sharp. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm already her, you know what I mean? Like in my mind, I'm her. I didn't shut the door down already. Right. So you can't tell me nothing when it comes to work. Cause I'd be like, oh, I know that already. I already got that part figured out. That part out.
I love that. That's such an inspiring story. That's such an inspiring story for many people and everything. You coming from something totally different. And then, now you're in the medical field. Now you just flourishing in your field and everything and stuff like that. So I love that.
I do. I've been in it for 35 years. Like I don't know nothing else. I really don't. Like if you took me out my role, I probably wouldn't know what to do. I'd have to start from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, I didn't.
You would know what to do. You would know what to do. You find something, create something.
Too. Like I like I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm always figure it out. Yeah, I think that's always what's going to be my drive. I always have to figure it out, whatever it is.
It's how these creative mindsets where we know how to go from nothing and just build on and everything. So you would definitely figure it out. Hello, Aaron. Hey,
Aaron. Hey, amen to our road map to success. Aaron said, "Good evening, ladies. Good evening to you too, sir."
Juan said, hey, friends, Shelly and Nicole, you have to go through something to become refined, learn from setback in life. You see the bigger picture. Absolutely.
It's even like in the career that we're in. I remember when Unc gave me my first script to do Living for the Weekend. I was scared to death. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I ain't never did no play.
You never did no play before that?
No, that was my first one. And
you could have fooled me.
And I was so nervous. And I just had, I was just so glad that Tamika was so nice and she was, willing, because I was, driven. Right. It was like,
Oh yeah, she
like a
definitely.
mission. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I was like, oh my God, I can't make it show, that I ain't never been on nobody. I can sing, I was a performer. I knew how to do that. But getting up there, remembering some words, oh my God. I was like, it was a big thing, but it became like a challenge. And I just remember going home every night, just studying,
Right.
and looking at y'all. Y'all would not be surprised how you, Sameen, and all y'all just helped me. And I watched y'all carefully. See, y'all didn't know I was studying. I was like, let me sit back and watch.
Because I did not know it was your first time. I thought that you were in the theater. I thought you knew, because you could have fooled me when you did that play and you took it. But shout out to Tamika for always believing in us and giving us opportunities and stuff like that. And she's one of a kind.
She's one of the ones that you look at and you be like, I like her drive, I like her ambition, I like her passion.
She discovered me. She came into one of my shows and everything, and then she was like her, and then her husband Elliot and everything. I was like, you did that role. It was like
I watch you a lot, believe it or not, and I'm like, she's so good. I sit back and I watch, and I compliment talent when I see the talent. And I sat back and watched y'all. I said, well, let me see how these girls move. Let me see how they move on stage. Because it's different.
We just when you have the talent, when you got it, you got it, and everything.
God gave you, I was like, just don't let me. Yes. When that curtain opened and they called my name to come out, I was like, oh my God, let me get out here and do this big one. Like,
you did a phenomenal job. I was like, yeah.
I can't tell you how scared I was that day, though. I was so nervous. My heart was beating. I was sweating all under my armpits. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go ahead and act a role.
Well, you didn't show it at all.
And it was what was good is because so many people came out to support me. So many people came out to support me on that first play that it was like, whew, I could breathe. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy, how are you? Blessings, love.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever hit rock bottom in your career? And what did that moment look like and feel like to you?
Of course I've hit rock bottom. Yeah, I've hit rock bottom in my career before, and it felt like hell. Of course it felt like hell. It felt like, like, what am I gonna do? What can I do and everything in that moment? And of course it wasn't a good feeling and everything. Just I've hit rock bottom. And I've torn my hair. I stressed myself out. Like, okay, what am I going to do? Thinking, how am I going to come back from this and everything? But of course, I did what I had to do, came back stronger, overcame, and I did what I had to do so that I could progress and move forward.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always going to do. I'm always going to, like I said, I'm always going to find a way. Even if I have a setback, I'm always going to find a way to take what I've learned and I'm going to apply it and everything. And Shelly, I keep saying, and you a comedian, you could really make it doing stand-up comedy. Shelly just don't know it to try it out because your spirit and your humorous actions, I see.
Well, thank you. I be clowning, y'all. I gotta keep it laughing. I do. I laugh at myself sometimes, Juan. Trust me, I really do. But it's I think everybody falls in a rut in their career. I always know when to move. That's the thing. Like, I remember when I was at the job that I'm at now, and I went in as a one way. I came in as a rep, and I told my director the same thing that I told my last job. I was like, well, I won't be in this position very long. And I don't really talk to people at work. If you know me, you know that. I'm not a socializer. I say, hey,
fraternizing,
buddy, clicking. I don't do that. I ain't in the cliques. I'm always, and people ain't
supposed to go anyway.
And they always ain't gonna like me because I ain't in the clique. They look and she thinks she better. No, I don't think I better. I just ain't in the cliques. So I used to sit by myself, stay by myself, and I study and I watch because it's going to be a little window where I got to shine. You see, and I know I'm good at what I do, but you have to, when you go into somewhere new, you got to show them that you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So once they see that you know what you're doing, they like, well, man, she know a little bit more than the average person.
Right.
So I had to go in that way. Like, okay, let me make my entry. Here go this window. And I
Right.
spoke to all the right people. They was like, oh, you can't walk over there. You can't go to that person. You
Right.
don't talk to these people. You don't talk. Yep.
Right. And people, one thing about leadership,
maybe that's like telling me to go talk to them. I was like, oh,
right. One thing about leadership, people, they be observing you and watching, even when
everything
even when you think that they're not watching you, they're paying attention, even to who you talking to and stuff like that. When they see you hanging with people and they be like, them people, and you going over there hanging with people and stuff like that. That's why you got to be careful about who you fraternize and socialize with and fraternize with and stuff like that, and stuff like that. Because I'm like, all that fraternize, they watching you to see, like, hey, if I want to put you, if I want to put you in this leadership role, if I want to move you, that's what I'm saying.
Because you got to think about
themselves up.
You got to think about it. If you're a person that's in a clique, and then you have to at one and you want to promote yourself, and say somebody wants to promote you and you in a clique and you clicking with people, that means if you gossip like you gossip, you're gonna gossip when you hear the stuff you ain't supposed to gossip about. Right. So there's some meetings in leadership that you have that you can't talk about certain stuff. You hear things, you got to hear and unhear it at the same time. Right. So if you a gossiper, I know you ain't gonna run here and say, "Oh, girl, she was talking about you and everything she said." Exactly. And a lot of that happens in leadership. So you got to know the people around you. Exactly. The people that move around you. I look at people like, Paula, who worked with me. I was her boss. Miss Hilda. I told Miss Hilda I was going to move her. I waited for her for a whole month. People that have came in my path, and I said, no. I'm going to help you get where you're going. I'm going to help you. And when I move, this seat's going to be yours. And you got to figure out how you're going to work this seat when I get out of it. But you're going to know everything I know, because there's nothing that my team does not know that I do, because I teach them. I'm going to be like, you're going to learn everything I do. You're going to know how to do it better. Because there's injustice in you not knowing what I know how to do. So when I'm gone, you can hold me down. Exactly. I ain't gonna see you fail, and I ain't gonna see you fall. And if I had any of my staff up here, that's the one thing they're gonna say. They're gonna say she ain't gonna see you fall. I ain't seeing nobody fall under me, not no day.
Because when they fail, you fail.
I failed as a leader. That's why I say all the time. I failed you, and I don't believe in the word. So if we ain't gonna fail, if we fail together, and we ain't doing that.
Exactly.
Oh man.
The line said, you bounce back, we fall down, but we get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. Been there, done that also. Absolutely. Exactly. My thing is that even when you fall, you're only a loser when you choose to stay down. You don't get back up and try again and everything. You have to dust yourself, get back up, try again. That's the only way you're going to win.
I can't be around a lot of people that's down. It makes me depressed. Like I can't be, if I was with a group of people that was always just talking about everything down and no motivation in it, no push, it drains me mentally. So in my mind, I'm like, I got to get away from this energy. This energy is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do it. I can't sit with people like that too long, because it literally darkens my mood. I'm like,
yeah. I was about to say, it's gonna dampen your spirits and everything, and eventually you gonna become negative right along with them.
Down, depressed. I'm now questioning things I'm doing. No,
exactly,
no.
Exactly. And Juan said, in life we all need to observatory our surroundings. Yep, we need to be quiet to check out the vibe. Yep, that's what I do. I observe. I'm not, and even if you doing all that gossiping, I may listen, but I'm just gonna listen. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not joining in with you.
I ain't even sitting in the same room with you while you're
right. That's what I'm saying. 9 times out of 10, I ain't sitting in the same room with you. But hey, like, I'm not about to be a part of all that nonsense.
Labeled. They say, the Bible says, show me your company, I'm gonna show you who you are. Right. You hang with certain type people, they label you anyway, whether you in it or not. You already assume that that's how you roll. So no, you can't put yourself in certain situations, not in leadership, not in career paths, not in things you're trying to be driven to go out here and do differently. It don't look right. It just don't look right. He said quitters never win. Absolutely.
They don't.
Let's see. Did anyone ever tell you that you'll never make it, and how did you respond?
Oof. I don't believe, people probably, I will say that nobody told me that, but you have people who train them, who want to see you win, and who don't want to see you win. I
Yeah.
can say that I've came across some people in my path that didn't want to see me win, didn't want to see me make it, have said things like, hey, that's why you learn to keep your mouth shut when you are going up for certain things. You don't tell people stuff when you're in the process of doing it. Like you don't, you're supposed to, they say that's how you block your blessings that way. So I've learned to keep my mouth shut,
Yeah.
when I've gone to things, and when things are finally done and set in stone, and I've been blessed, then hey, you share your good news and stuff like that. So I can't say that I had people come in my path
Mm-hmm.
who when I was up for something and tried to bring me down and say, oh, been negative, try to make me feel like I wasn't good enough for a
What
certain
you
type of
doing?
role or position, and stuff like that. I've had people to try to bring me down like that before.
Oh yeah, I've had people do that. I've had now that has been, and I think for me, that's what probably makes me so tough skinned because I've had so many people try to drag me. Like
Right,
it's almost hurtful to say it out loud, but I've
right.
had so many people in my life just
Hmm.
want to see me fall, like want to see me fail, don't wish me no good intention, like
Right,
and say it. Like I could be doing something, they'd be like, "That's so stupid. Why you doing it?"
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
You
the
try to
words.
rain on your parade, all because you don't have nothing good going for
I
you.
remember when I first got the job working at Piedmont Hospital,
Hmm.
one of my friends said that to me. She said, "You only got the job because you look like that." And I said, "Huh? Like, what does that mean?"
Wow. Not
So I
because
didn't
of
get
your
the job
skill, not
because I was
because
smart.
of
I didn't get the
not because
job
of your
because I had
skill
brains.
set. Not
Right.
wow.
She flat out said that. And I was just like, wow, that's
Wow.
deep. So
Very
you
hurtful.
think I'm dumb. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like people, and if I was a person that had like bad self-esteem or my mind wasn't right, that could have threw me all the way off. But
Right.
because I fought, so I feel like I've been fighting all my life for everything. I,
Hmm.
I don't even look for what people have to say no more. Because
Right.
people say I'm stupid for running on my grass. People say, oh, that's just dumb. Oh, if I change my hair the wrong color, that's just an ugly color on you. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, I can't put myself in the bubble. I can't.
Right.
I'm gonna be
And
me
you and you
authentically,
shouldn't. And you
however it
shouldn't.
goes. You know what I'm
You
saying? So
know,
it's some hurtful stuff. It'd be a lot of
right.
hurtful things, and the hurt pushes me to do more. And that's the
Exactly.
point.
Like I said, that just motivates me to go even harder, go stronger, and then I'm gonna show you how I got this job, and how I
I
got
get
this
how I
position,
do it.
and how
Yeah.
I succeeded, and how I got these roles and everything. And like you said, like people just don't really want to see you well, and see you do well, and
And
it's sad,
that's when you go,
and it's
even when you're at work and you have people in positions, they
mhm.
don't want the position, but they don't want you to get it either.
They don't want
And
you
I
to
can't
get it either.
understand that. You'll be like, I'm finna go out for that job, girl. You ain't been here long enough. I remember when I
Right.
went out for my job and they told me I was too new. One of the girls on the floor, she was like, "You too new. They're not gonna hire you. Ain't been here 3 months." I said, "Okay, all right, well, we'll see how that work out." And I put I went in, I applied, and I sat back down. I ain't think nothing else of it. I did not. I did not think about where I was going, how I was getting there, how I was not. And me and the director of Piedmont, we became best friends to the day she died. Like that was my road dog. And she pulled me in her office and she said, "Girl, I've been watching you since you walked in the door." And I was
Right.
like, "Really?" And we really became good friends. Like that was one of my best friends, and like
Right.
in the world. But she died of cancer. So,
Wow.
and she watched and she said, "I'm gonna make sure you get where you going." That's what she said. "You gonna get where you going because I'm gonna take you where you're going. You
Take
just
you away.
gotta watch me." And baby, I watched. I sat back and said, "Oh, let me learn. Let me watch what she do and see how she
Exactly.
do and mirror that image." You know what I'm saying? Because to me, she was elegant. She was poised. She had this black girl determination to her that was attractive. I
Right.
was
Right.
that looks like I want to be that
A sister wanting to see another sister
what
win, and
man
stuff, like talk about that. That's what we need more sisters of. We don't want
that
to help each other.
push
We all,
you.
it be your own kind wanting to
I
bring
ain't
you
telling you
down,
ain't
want
gonna
to
be no
keep
good at
you
it. Better let you
down.
go.
That's what
Mm-mm.
killed me.
No,
Oh my
baby. I said, let me watch. Let me look at this young black sister because she was
right.
younger than me. She was a young girl. She died young.
Mhm.
And she died at 40, 45 years old.
Oh
It was
wow.
sad. And it was just like, just watching her every day and, walking in them room with all them, them folks, you walking in and you already know you can't be slow. You got to be on
Right.
point. You got to be on point. You got to be
Right.
sharp. And she's always telling me that, girl, you got to be sharp. You got to be
Right.
one step ahead all the time.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, okay, that's how we do. That's how we do this. Okay, I
Exactly.
got the assignment. I understand the walk
I
now. You know what
understand
I'm
why.
saying? So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
What did Juan
Juan
say?
said, I believe in myself no matter what people might say. I know my worth. I walk in the light, not in the darkness. Will have us depressed because of what people may say bad about us. Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good measure, Leah Nicole Valon said. Absolutely. Typical Black folks, wouldn't you say, like crabs in a bucket?
Baby, what you talking about? Crabs in all the buckets.
Right.
Crabs in all the
Right.
buckets.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why I always got to be us against us. Like,
Us against us.
I mean, that's what killed me.
All the time.
All the time. I'm just like, it's sad to say. I don't know.
Because it's sad when you try, especially in corporate America, when you are, because first of all, this is the thing with me. In corporate America, and this is sad, we work in corporate America, and corporate America is typically a whole bunch of white people. And I'm not prejudiced, y'all. Please don't take me that I am.
Please don't take. Yeah, me them I. But we just stating the facts when it comes to.
When you walk into a room, they're already expecting you to be ignorant. Right. They're already expecting you to talk a certain kind of way, be a certain kind of hood, don't have no business, always popping off at the mouth. Every time you mad, you whoop the whoop, and I'm a whoop the whoop. They expect that. They're already looking for it. And what they sit back and do is say, look at them niggas. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm walking in these rooms, I'm walking in like I'm that girl.
Right.
I got on the suit. I got the hair. I got the makeup. It's together. It's so tight that I'm airbrushed.
Right.
So when you see me coming and I open my mouth, you're gonna say, oh, she know what she's talking about. That one ain't done. You see what I'm saying? Because we're already in the bubble. So when I'm teaching young girls and I'm mentoring them, I'm like, nah, baby, that ain't what you want. You ain't gotta be about that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be about that life.
Right.
It ain't nothing cute it ain't nothing cute about hearing no girl sit there going, you motherfucker, you whoop the whoop, you bitch ass motherfucking nigga, you did. Right. What is attractive about that? What are we getting? What are we teaching? What are we training? What are we learning? Right. That's a failure within itself. I would look at the parent and say, you failed her 20 times. Because that's how she portrays herself to be as a young Black woman. Right. No, never, no day. No.
Right. It's all when it comes to the corporate America, you got to learn how to play the game with the white folks. You have to play the game. You have to be, put on your little fake voice, smile at the little white little, ignorant, nasty.
My daughter told me,
you have to play the game. You have to play the game.
Sometimes you train them young. Like my daughter, she's 8 years old. She's 8. She was reading at the age of 1. She know how to read books, open her mouth. She can speak French fluently at 8. But she told me one time she used to come to the house and she'd be dressing all these colors. And, she always have on all these colors. I'd be like, why are you dressing all these colors, girl? You look crazy. She said, Mommy, I ain't got to dress like that. I'm smart. That's what she told me. She said, Mommy, I'm smart. I don't have to look like everybody else. My brain works. That's what she told me. I said, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Your brain works. You damn sure like it.
Amen.
I don't care about that. And she said, if I don't fit in, I like to fit out. Let me be outside the circle. I never fit in nowhere in my life. I've never fit in. People gonna always not like me. And guess what? I've gotten used to it. So I'm okay with being the girl on the outside of the fence.
That's me too. Absolutely. Exactly. Them not liking like what I've learned, them not liking me and you, it's not our problem. That's their problem. It's not our problem. Right. We don't need to be worried about who like us and stuff like that. And it took me a while to get there. It took me I used to cry. And why is such and such not like that? I used to try to figure it out. But I'm not doing that. I don't do that no more. I don't worry about it.
I used to cry a lot about that. It took me years of my life, wasting years of my life trying to make people, like someone say change something, I'd be immediately changing it. Girl, I don't like that about you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I found myself just spinning around in circles. To one day I said, why the frick am I changing? And I did it a lot. It was a lot. It was like, it became draining. Like, it's like, damn, I got to be this person again today. Okay, let me smile tomorrow at this person. Let me be. And after, when you sit back and you be like, you know what? I done changed so much. I don't even know who I am no more. I done changed everybody. So, I just took myself out that bubble really quickly. Exactly. He said the tongue is fully deadly poison, can be unruly. Think before you speak. Absolutely.
And Mike said, smarts will make you different. I like you, Shelly.
I like you too, Mike. But no, you can't be no dodo out here running around and just. Right. No. It's not pretty. It's not attractive. Failures You get up from the failures. I remember my dad told me long time ago when he was live, he used to say, girl, you fall down, you don't stay down there very long. Don't you never stay down there too long. You get up and you figure it out. So in my life, my drive is when I fall, I ain't waiting for somebody to figure out. I ain't waiting for you to tell me when I'm supposed to figure out life. I'm going to figure this shit out.
Figure this shit out.
How hard it gets. I don't care how many tears I got to cry. I'm getting the hell up.
I think it's a Black woman's motto. We always are gonna, and you know, me try to be racist or prejudiced again, but it's a Black woman's motto. We always know how to pick ourselves back up and keep going and everything and stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard being Black in corporate America and dealing with stuff. It's, you know, it's hard enough now. So you have to be able to, when you get down, get yourself back up. Find a new. Gotta get yourself back up. You gotta find a new way.
Gotta find something to do differently.
Find something to do differently. We kings, and Juan said, we kings and queens need to keep our crown straight, hold our heads up, lift it up to the Most High. Yashalom. Yashalom.
Absolutely. So I got a question.
Yes.
What's a mistake you made that ended up teaching you the most?
What's a mistake I made ended up teaching me the most? That's easy. That's easy. That's a mistake I made ended up teaching me the most.
Teaching you the most in life.
A mistake that I made and that taught me the most in life is, and I need to be careful. When I was I'm gonna go back to my abusive relationships again.
Right. That's fine.
A mistake that I made. I learned that, you know, I cannot excuse certain people, excuse behaviors from people. I cannot, you know, let everything slide and everything. I cannot ignore red flags because me doing that almost got me killed. Right. It almost got me killed. Right. Almost got me not here anymore. And so I learned to now be cautious and pay attention to the behaviors that people. I learned to believe people for who they are the first time, and not overlook stuff. I'm not going to be overlooking anything. And when I say when I've been doing that, especially like lately in my life, with getting certain people out of my life, and you know. It's helped me tremendously. It's helped me tremendously not to ignore red flags and everything.
Did you see behaviors that seem the same?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's something that we both can speak to. You know, that learning from anytime you've been in something that's very abusive and you come out of it and you survived it, you're going to come out with some scars. You're going to have some things that's going to replay in your head. You're going to have a lot, but you're going to question a lot about yourself. You're going to sit with yourself at some point. You're going to say, damn, I allowed that.
Right.
Damn, I made that. Did I cause that to happen? I remember when I was in the abusive relationship that I was in, the guy that I was dating always made me feel like I wasn't good enough. You know, he'd be like, "You ain't nobody gonna want you. Ain't who gonna want you? Ain't nobody even gonna like you. You ain't even that good looking." I mean, it was word for word, blow for blow. It didn't even have to be no hits at some time. It was just the words for me. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna be shit. You know you ain't. It ain't all
that verbal abuse.
That verbal abuse book. I'd rather somebody punch me in my goddamn eye. I ain't lying.
Right.
Than somebody sit there and tear me down with words. I used to tell my mother that. I used to tell my mama that when I was a kid. My mother used to be the one that be whooping you with the belt, and she talked to you. You ever had your mama beat you, and she telling you the story while she's whooping you? I hated that. Don't tell me the story. Just one mother tell you a whole story about Jamaica while she's beating your ass. I'd be like, oh, I hear the story. I'm like, I don't want to hear the story. And do you know that Moses crossed the Red Sea and you was there? That's my mama. So I would just be like, you know what? Don't talk. Just whoop me. Just whoop me and let me get it over and let me cry. Let me be done with it. But baby, something about them words and hearing it in my head, it resonated. It's like, oh Lord, I gotta hear her all over again. So that's how it was when it came to being abused. It was like, nigga, we ain't gotta talk. You know what? Don't even talk to me. Just if you're gonna hit me, just get over it. Let's just get this part out.
Right.
Cut me down. It's like a tree. You start with the trouble, you start hitting it, and eventually I'm gonna fall. You know, but when I look at God and I say, you know what? God is powerful, man. Like I don't know when I be jumping on that grass and I be running around. God is powerful as all get out, because when I tell you the things that He has moved me out of the way of,
I was about to say The
Baby, yes.
situations, I've been in situations that you would not, you look at me and you would be like, you really went through that? It's like, it's crazy. Like, oh my God. So yes, he definitely has gotten us through. We are blessed to have gotten out of that. Because I remember there were so many nights I was like, how am I was actually asking God, like, how am I going to overcome this? How do I get out of this? How do I just,
How do I leave?
how
Where
do
do
I
I
leave?
go?
I didn't know how to leave. I didn't know how to leave. And sometimes this is how it goes. So
It's not that you didn't know how to leave. You wasn't ready.
he wasn't
I always
ready.
say it. Nothing can move you out of an abusive relationship. And I'm talking to women and talking to men too, they get abused. Nothing's
Right.
going to move you but you. When it's
Exactly.
time for you to go, it's just like in anything in life. When it's time, it's even a job. I don't care, a job, a relationship, whatever it is. When it is time for you to leave,
Go leave.
you're going to go. You're going to go. You're going to know. You're going to be like, oh, it's time. Your head going to start playing it over and over again. Okay. You be sitting there looking at this man like,
Right.
okay, I'm going to be one up on you in about 2 more days.
And oh yeah, and when I say I was planning my, because you read about that, because when I say I was planning my moves, planning my next steps, and I was planning in my head, okay, this is what I'm gonna be doing, this is what I gotta do to get, I gotta pack my stuff this way. I was plotting everything, because I was like, yeah, because when you ready to go, you go.
You're gonna go. You're gonna go. Ain't nothing gonna stop you from walking
Ain't
out that
nothing gonna
door,
stop you.
baby. Mike said, trusting others' opinion over my own ideas taught me the most. Absolutely, Mike.
Absolutely.
That's facts.
Go back to Juan.
Did Juan we say Juan? Okay.
He said, fool me once, you're not going to fool me twice. If whoever doesn't change for the better, it's a done deal.
Absolutely.
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 Yes. Mind being too anxious, the microwave syndrome, want a particularly young lady, and Bible says, be anxious for nothing but prayer and thanksgiving. Philippians 4:6-7. Yes.
Be anxious of nothing. Y'all hear that? Be anxious of nothing.
Nothing.
Anything in life that we go through in life, you have to take it as a learning curve.
Mhm.
And you have to know, I think if we go back to things remembered, I speak on the Bible stuff a lot because I be listening now. Like I think I'm like in this transformation part of my life, right? So doing things differently, learning things differently, reacting to things differently plays a part in the things of me being obedient now. Because sometimes, I have to scale back and say, okay, God, let me understand what I'm supposed to do in this moment and this hour and this second. And if I act the way that I used to act, that means I didn't learn what you was trying to teach me anyway. So I've already failed myself because I haven't learned anything. So what I do now is I try to reroute my mind. I just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. No. And I have to really, it's a hard thing when you used to just doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or saying whatever, or popping off, however. I just now tell myself, I'm not going there. I'm just not going to allow I'm not going to allow my joy to be taken. I'm not going to allow my failures to be my failures. I'm going to look at the light in every negative situation and make it positive some type of way. I don't care if it hurt me and make me cry. I'm going to say, you know what? This is what I had to do. It's just like any role, anything I don't get in my life right now, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me.
Sometimes God he be warning us and giving us signs and be trying to, he actually tries to get us up and out of the situation. But then we ignore, we see what we want to see. We keep on wanting to try that thing again, even though
he's gonna like me a little bit more. He gonna love me a little bit more.
So he gonna let you learn your lesson again. Everything. He gonna let you learn your lesson again until you follow him. Right. Until you follow him and get it right. Until you learn to trust him and be obedient.
Being obedient, man. I'm telling you, it saves you from all kinds of forces, evil, witchcraft, people speaking bad energy over you. It saves you from so much when you just be obedient, when you just sit still in your moment and say, you know what, God, you got to have control over this. Cause I don't know I sometimes sit on my bed and put my bills on the bed. I'm like, God, here you go.
Right. How they gonna get paid? Which one need to get paid first?
I'm gonna visit them next week.
I'm trusting you, Lord. I need to get this
baby. What you talking about? I be sitting there like, here they go.
I've been there.
I'm telling you, because sometimes you have to lean not on your own understanding of the things that you try to make sense in your head that ain't supposed to make no sense at all. Even when I go to work every day, it's always challenging for me at work. I don't know what I'm walking into. No, they never there at work. Right. So now I just be like, oh, well, if I go in tomorrow and I ain't supposed to be here, guess what? I ain't supposed to be there. And I have to look at life that way now, because it's if I allow the enemy to attack me from every angle of my life and I keep trying to figure out the whys, I will be confused. I will be turned around, spun around, thrown out, and pulled back. So I have to just say this is it. And whatever is going to happen with it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? It's too much headache in it. It's too much of a process. Just don't think about it like the way I used. I think I'm revamping my brain, like my mind. He said, amen. Yes, he does. He knows what's best for us. He creates us all at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Amen.
Absolutely, y'all. I'm telling you, you could learn if people would just sit down and learn from each other. I think we'd be better people. You know what I'm saying? Like as a whole. And you know, you see everybody, look at every other nationality. Africa taught me a lot when I went over there. You learn how they move together as a whole. Like if you see the love between friendships and the way they cuddle and cradle each other, it's almost mind-blowing. Then you go to Jamaica and you see how they work together. You go to the Mexicans, how they work together. You go to the whites, they work together. But you come to us lovely old black folks.
Lovely old black folks. Oh, baby.
Over a wig.
We be trying to we'll do everything we can to try to hurt each other, tear each other down, and not work. Oh my goodness.
You said, when can I get an invite to join the panel? I will absolutely hit you up, Mike. You can definitely join and come on, honey. I surely will. I will reach out to you and we will discuss this, because I love having the people that watch on to talk about things. I think that's one of the things we strive on. Having people that come and rock with us, you know, want to vibe out with us. Absolutely. I will hit you up in your DM. But you know, all of this stuff is learning. Everything is learning, right? We learn from each other. Like I say that to you all the time. I'd be like, you know, Leah, I learned that from you. Like you may not think somebody's watching and paying attention, but I do. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention. I'd be like, I could have did that a little different. You know, I'm not above saying I'm wrong either. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know everything. If I mess up, I mess up.
Surprised how many people struggle with that, admitting their.
No, I don't give a shit. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I'm wrong. And I don't like hurting people. I cry to hurt people, so I'm like a big old crybaby anyway. I don't like hurting people. I don't like being mad. I don't like being mad at people. I
don't like being mad either. And what I can say is that through the years, I definitely have learned to take accountability for my act. I can't take accountability and everything. Some people, like I said, some people struggle with learning how to take accountability. But if you're wrong, you're wrong, and it's okay to admit you're wrong and apologize.
And say I'm sorry.
I could have done something different. I could do this differently. But it's like what I said. It's all about too how, you know, it all goes back to me saying, you know, everybody's not raised the same, and you know, just
we do things differently.
We do things differently and everything. So that's the unfortunate part about it.
And we're all out here learning, you know what I mean? Like
you can learn from anybody. You can learn from anybody.
Yeah, if I can do something,
how old you are.
I'm gonna try to help your path if I can do it. If I have a knowledge and I can say, hey, let me share this with you. I may not know everything, but I know a little bit about it. I know a little something. You know what I'm saying? You take your work, you take what you do and say, hey, this is what I know. I know how to do these claims over here. This is what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Take that and run with that. I know how to be a halfway decent actor, sometimes actress. You know, I know how to read a play on the script every once in a while, but every once in a while, I got to be like, I didn't get that part. I don't understand the character too well. I ain't feeling her, you know, but I'm okay with failing and getting back up. I'm not gonna say failing. I'm gonna say the roadblocks. I'm okay with the roadblocks because everything is not for me. Every line, every script, every job, everything I want to do in my life, it may not be for me. Like, you know, lately I hear God telling me all the time, girl, you're gonna speak to a whole lot of people. You're gonna speak to nations. This is where I got you. And I got you on a path on a different one. And this is your assignment today. Right. So every day I get up to myself, I be like, girl, I'm on the news, baby. What we talking about? You know, I give myself my own praises, baby. I don't need no applause. I be like, yes, girl, you did a good job. You did it. You know what I'm saying? And people might hate.
That's one thing I wish that we did enough, that we did more of, though. I wish that we did more of helping normalize. Let's normalize helping each other, opening, helping people get to where they need to be, helping each other and uplifting each other, going. That's one thing I wish that that we did better, that we did a better job doing. But hey, maybe we can be the change. Go out and speak to nations, speak to people, and help people and open doors and stuff like that. Maybe, and then maybe people will gravitate towards that.
And be authentic to who you are. You know, you tell people all the time, you know, people want to see you raw. They want to see that you're human, that there's a part of you that's human. I tell people all the time, baby, I ain't perfect. I done did some whole lot of shit in my life. There's some stuff, there's some things, there's some roles. If you sit long enough and you Google me, you probably come up with my whole life in about 2 panels. I ain't gonna go to Chat GPT. My whole life come up in Chat GPT. I found that out yesterday. I was like, God damn. So, you know, but these are the things that you look at and you be like, yeah, you know, people think I wake up with makeup on. No, I take this motherfucker off and the wig. You know what I'm saying? Do I got hair a whole lot? I don't want to do it. I want to put on a wig and be like dandelions in the video today. That's what I'm going with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people gonna hate you when you're doing great. They're gonna love you when you're falling. They're gonna love you for your failures. They're gonna when you rising though, boy, you're gonna lose a whole bunch of people along the way.
Bunch of people.
Risation. I mean, if that's a word, risation, that's my word today, y'all. Risation.
Right. I like that. Risation.
I don't know the word, but it's my word for the day though. Risation, y'all. I say life be life and we rise.
It's like I told you yesterday. I said you find out who your friends are, who people who really rocks with you when you're going through some shit.
You hit that crown, boy. When you on that flow and your life is falling apart, everybody is happy.
Right.
But maybe if you get a little glow, the whole world hates you in about 2 minutes.
Hate you.
In my job, I've walked into my position smiling, and then the smile has to be gone within 45 minutes. I'm like, why are we not smiling again? You know, what are we not smiling for? Are we not smiling today? It's a bad day. No, motherfucker, I'm gonna smile. Like, I'm gonna laugh. What am I being mad for? I'm not gonna be bad at work. I don't want to be mad at work.
People don't, they're not used to, they don't use that. They don't want you to be happy. People are not used to seeing you happy. They don't want to see you smiling. They miserable in their lives. So they think that they feel like you got to be miserable right along with them. But no, I ain't doing that. I'm a smile, be happy. You know, you're going to see my joy and everything. And if you don't like it, get the hell on.
The damn roof. Like, you know, I go on my Zooms at work in the, you know, on Wednesdays and on Thursdays, I talk to my team in the morning and they get on it. When they get on the Zoom, everybody look like they sleep. They be like, come on. I be like, man, what we doing? Like, they be like, you so hyper.
You got to have all the energy in the morning.
In the morning. I be like, we are not sleeping on this Zoom. Open your eyes. We don't woke up this morning. Like, I have to tell, because, you know, the morale goes low. It's hard to be in leadership because you got to keep people on happy all the time. Right. Even when you said you got to be happy, like you ain't got no choice. So I'd be like, baby, y'all better wake up. What we talking about? What we talking about this morning? They be like, Miss Michelle, you always be you be too excited. No, I'm excited.
Right.
No, it's just he said
you have to have that. You have to have that energy and everything.
He said realization. That's my word, risation. Risation it. However that go, that's what the word is though.
I love that. I'm gonna steal that risation.
Risation, baby. Like she said, life be lifing. This is risation. We on the rise, y'all. We on the rise. Like that's what we doing out here in these ATL
exactly.
Streets. We out here trying to make changes. You know, exactly. the whole thing behind Unfiltered at 5, the whole show, the whole thing is to give people another idea of what it feels like to just be magnificent, to push past pain, to be the amazing people we are. The color, baby, we beautiful already. Yes. The men, the women, the colors of our skin, the hair, the tones. Yes. Push people to be great people.
Exactly. And we want you to come here, you know, unwind, relax, feel like you could be yourself and everything. You could be, you know, work be so stressful and everything. Well, here's a safe space where you come, unwind, relax, you know, feel like this is open up and everything. You could be,
and even if you sit and say them girls is crazy as hell,
right?
You done laughed a little bit.
You done laughed a little bit. We want to be here. We want to brighten your day up a little bit. You know, have a hard day, brighten your day up a little bit. Like
just a tad bit Monday through Thursday, y'all, and y'all gonna go to that YouTube channel down there. Y'all see that YouTube channel scrolling across that screen? I'm gonna need for y'all to go to YouTube and subscribe. Though.
Exactly, and we gonna need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe as well.
See what it say now? It's scrolling now.
His song Smiles carries a lot of weight. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah, y'all. It does. It does. We're gonna be some great people one day. One of these days, before the world goes into complete confusion and chaoticness, we are going to be great people as a nation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to learn how to work together and stop fighting each other over nothing. You know, the world carries enough weight.
Right.
Every day in everyday life. It does. The world is heavy. It's like a ball on top of your head every day. Now imagine you add all the stress, your bills, your children, your car, your house, everything's on your shoulder and you just carrying it every day. Isn't it okay to someday say, fuck it?
Right.
I don't want to do this today.
I want to do this today.
I want to wake up. I wake up in the morning, y'all. Y'all think I'm kidding. I touch the floor and I be like, Lord, I don't woke up for what we doing today.
I always have a conversation with God as soon as I thank him, as soon as I wake up this morning, because you could have not woke up. You could have not woke up. There's some people who didn't get to wake up, who didn't hear as going. And I know even when you think you're going through something, it's somebody always going through something way worse than you. And just believe it or not, just believe it or not. So we have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be grateful for. We have a lot to smile for. I know. I used to be one of the people. It took me a long time to get here, and I mean a long time to get here. I used to
always say, "Baby girl, it ain't that bad."
It was always a sadness over me. I'm still, I'm even still working through some things, but now
it's better.
I find myself a lot smiling more, being happy more. Because I don't want to be. Nobody wants to stay down and be sad all the time, be mad all the time, be angry. No, I don't have time for that.
And it's nothing saying, y'all. There's nothing in life saying that you ain't gonna have some hard days. You are. Right. But you gotta find the joy in every day. Let me tell you something. When I went down there and fed them homeless people and I see them people smiling and they ain't got nothing to eat. And they were
singing songs to us and making happy.
And here we are complaining and we got a bed to sleep in and we got clothes and we got shower that's hot water. These people out here just singing life. That's when you realize that I ain't got it that bad. Right. My life ain't that hard. So let me celebrate the losses and the joys and the mishaps and the misfortunes. Let me celebrate people. Let me love on somebody. I say it all the time. Love on somebody, hug on somebody. Hug on the people that ain't even hugging on you. Love the people that's still trying to bring you down. Love the people at your job that hate, that wish the ground fall out from beneath you. You got to love people because Christ so loved the world that he gave his life for you. Always remember that. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you got to always remember these things in life. But y'all, we have came on this hour and I got to go get my hair braided. So,
we got to go get our dues for the premiere on
is
Saturday.
Coming up
and y'all need to go get those tickets. I think what you say Thursday, tomorrow.
Thursday is the day to get your tickets for Singing for Freedom. I'm telling y'all, it's going down in Atlanta at Mays Mansion.
We're gonna be out there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna party. Y'all, we would think y'all want to come out. Party with us, meet us, and stuff like that. So yes, y'all
come out here and rock with me. Y'all see how we do this, y'all. Y'all gonna see how we do it now. We finna shut down the city, but it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be great. We got a lot of people coming. It's gonna be an amazing evening. We're gonna make it do what it do. Y'all make sure y'all go to my page and vote for me on that BBB online. All you gotta do is click the like button. I need you to follow.
It ain't gonna take you but 1 second.
Y'all. You just go to the thing and click like. That's it, and it's done. The vote is counted. I need you to go to the page. It's pinned to my wall. If you follow me on any platform like Facebook, I need you to go there and I need you to click that button that says like. I need y'all to do that one for me. Run me one.
Right. Anywho, y'all, we are at our hour for Unfiltered at 5. Thank you so much, y'all, for rocking with us at Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. As always, we love you. We thank you. Go out here, spread love, positivity. Smile, find the joy and the happiness, even though you're going through something, find a way to make it okay. All right. We love y'all. We out of here. Bye.
God bless.
God bless. Bye.
Girls, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this? Oh my God.
Oh my God, Shani Love and Leah Nicole. Shani Love and Leah Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is bold. Shani Love and Leah Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shani Love and Leah Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, it's Shani Love and Leah Nicole. Oh yeah, it's Shani Love and Leah Nicole. Everywhere. Shani Love and Leah Nicole, oh yeah.
you for tuning in.